Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Jaisy Varges. I am sharing some travel trips from our recent travel to Turkey and Greece. We took a 12-day Istanbul, Ephesus, Greek island cruise and Cappadocia with a tour group, and it was fantastic. So I wanted to share some of the travel tips, especially as being an Asian. There's a lot of Asian travelers out there, and these tips will benefit them significantly, so that you will be well prepared and enjoy the tour. So I have attached the map of the whole Greece and Turkey, the places that we visited, and that kind of tell you the pictures here. You arrive on day one in Istanbul. You will be guided by a tour or travel representative, and then you go to the hotel and kind of give you a whole tour consultation there, and you stay overnight in Istanbul. And then on day two, after breakfast from the hotel, you will be traveling to the Old City tour. This is the place where you see the Hagia Sophia, the mosque, the Blue Mosque, and then a serpentine column from the Temple of Delphi, German fountain, and there is a grand bazaar and the Topkapi Palace. And then you will be transferred back to your hotel and you stay overnight in Istanbul. And then on the third day, we traveled to, after breakfast, we explored the bazaars in Istanbul. And then we went to Izmir, from Istanbul, and the Ephesus tour. Usually, the tour is like 2 to 3 hours, sometimes even 6 hours on the bus. Early morning, they will come and pick you up from the airport. And then Ephesus tour was fantastic. Typical, the ancient wonders, especially the Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world. That was a must visit site. And then the ancient city of Ephesus, the house of Virgin Mary. And then you are going back to the hotel and overnight in Kusadasi. It's one of the island. It's beautiful. The food is great. And on day 5, from Kusadasi, you embark the cruise and sail to Patmos. See, those are the ships, and this is the travel by bus. All of these areas will be traveled by bus. And from Kusadasi, we go on a ship to island of Patmos. Then this is where your luggages had to be taken to the cruise ship, and they are set to sail from Kusadasi, arriving at Patmos by the evening. And then from there, again, you will visit Santorini, and that's where you take another cruise ship and overnight on the cruise. It's beautiful. The food is good. The stay is good. And then from there, you go to Athens on the cruise, and you visit the islands nearby. The Corinth is there that visited. And then from Athens, you take the bus and then go to the other places that is listed in your tour. So from Kusadasi, we went to Cappadocia, and then from Cappadocia is where we went to Thessaloniki, Philippi, Kavala, that area we visited. So I kind of gave you the full map here to kind of guide you to see what the places are included in both Turkey and in Greece. You also want to know, when you book the ticket, when is the cheapest time of the year to book these. August, we went in August. So November and March are the other. And the lowest of the whole year is March and November. Tickets are cheap, the lines are low, the weather is cooler, and you can actually go look for the cheapest flights in the for the evening departure. Especially, it's cheaper rate than the morning. You must take these following items. This is very beneficial for me because I wish I knew all of these, even though we travel a lot lately. After age 50, you just have to take care of yourself and enjoy the life that God has given you. So what I did was I have a little travel kit with me. So these are always in that travel kit. My water or coffee cup. If you have a collapsible one, you can buy that on Amazon, much cheaper and space saving. Always take the chargers and converters because this is European electricity we are looking at, and also take TSA approved luggage logs. I took a hat that doesn't fly away because in August it was pretty hot, especially in Ephesus and Turkey. And the shoes, take sandals or slippers because there's a lot of walking. Your feet get tired, and with the tennis shoes are must. But if it's hurting, you can actually leave those sandals and the slippers, or the slippers in the bus, and then you can change it and kind of relaxes your feet and the toes. Inserts for plantar fasciitis if you have heel pain, and wear those tight stockings or socks. Keep that handy. I took medications like Salonpas for knee pain or ankle pain, Voltaren tablets. You can take topical cream on that for arthritic pain. Some ACE bandages if your legs get swollen, some band-aids for emergency, Advil, for pain. By the end of the day, a couple of Advil will help if you can't tolerate it. Tums, because the diet is purely Mediterranean, so you'll eat a lot of tomatoes-based food, and also cucumbers and onions. So some people were complaining about acid reflux. So Tums or Pepcid handy, Tylenol and sunscreen lotion is another step that I took. And then we also took compression packing cubes. So it'll save a lot of thin layers of clothes. You can pack as many as you can because this is a 12-day or 13-day trip. You need 13 outfits, So those compression packing cubes are available on Amazon. It's very helpful. Electronic organizers, so you won't be searching for your earplug or chargers and stuff like that. And then buy a travel blanket or pillow. The airplanes does give them, but in the bus, this is very handy. You also want to consider a small portable fan. There are small portable fans available on Amazon. I didn't take it, but a couple of travelers had it, especially if you're traveling in the hot climates. And then mini snacks and nuts. You take some in the Ziploc bags, put it in your travel bag, and you can use that because there is 3 to 4 hours of driving from places to another place, even though they had stops. But if you are not a spender, or if you don't have enough cash to buy outside snacks other than the hotel, you can use these. So try not to take any chocolates because of the heat, unless it's a cooler weather. And the protein bars that we took had chocolate in it, and it melted, and the caramel also melted. So that's why I put that in there. Always take some dollars to cash to the local currency. So the 3 different things that came to my mind, I have added. The Turkish lira is very minimal, can be used only till Ephesus. Then we go to Greece. It's a European currency, euro is accepted. $1 to $2 are reasonable tips for the services, but do not keep that on a credit card because they won't get it. These are the list of clothing that I recommend. Depends on the weather and the time of travel. You want to pack as many light, neutral colored shorts, skirts, and trousers. Make sure they are layered, mixed, and matched. Thinner tops, leggings, and shorts for females with capris are also recommended. One-piece dress like sundresses, straw hats, and leather sandals are good for August or the summertime. Make sure to take one formal night dress, flip-flops, and some nice earrings and cardigans. There is like a formal dinner where they had Bible studies and to kind of go over. Not every night, but one day they will pick, the tour representative will pick that night. And also look at the culture locally. You have to make sure that you are respecting their local culture. You have to you cannot wear shorts in certain areas. Sleeveless tops in places that are conservative is avoided, especially when you go to the Sultan Ahmed Mosque. Females must cover hair with a scarf, wear clothes that covers till your feet. Our tour guide was well prepared. She had multiple extra scarves that we could use because I didn't take one. And also wear clothes at least elbow length sleeves and no cleavages or shoulders or above knee. And I always recommend to keep a pashmina handy. There are some tricks and deals that I wanted to share. If two-person travel, or husband and wife, or two friends, two girlfriends, two boyfriends, one have to jump into the bus each time to save the best seat spot if you prefer so. Otherwise, you'll have to randomly find whichever is available. This is what we did because those who have car sickness or bus sickness, you don't want to sit in the back because of the bumpy roads. You want to prefer to the front. Some tour guides will arrange and rotate the seating, but ours was not like that. So we always picked one spot. And then, another thing is make sure to give the luggages if you are leaving one particular hotel to the next location. Have the luggages ready to the driver by 7 a.m. every morning. Don't wait till the end because you won't find a room. You won't be able to locate them. You can miss those luggages leaving in the hotel. It happened to us because one person had left their luggages in the front lobby and we had to have our tour guide arrange another person to go pick it up. Actually, they put it in another travel bus, a tour bus, and they met at the same location we were going to. Unless seats are assigned and rotated, you can do that. The seating spot. The days are mostly 1 day per hotel. You have to make sure that you pack and must be ready to go out in the bus by 8 a.m. every day. In Turkey, I would buy the Turkish Delight, which is a sweet that is super good, made in Turkey, especially when you are staying overnight in Istanbul. You have time to shop. The bazaars have them. You can negotiate the price. Most cheaper option that I saw, these Turkish Delight, were in most of the stops where we had gas stations and restaurant shops. So I bought most of my Turkish Delight from them. The words of wisdom I want to share is, we are in this tour group for, ours was the footstep of St. Paul. So we want to make sure that our lives must be more visible to experience to many people who doesn't know Jesus. Not all of them were Christians in our tour group. So seeing these makes me as a person feel Bible more and more real. And we as Christians have no reasons not to follow and experience the word of God in our daily life. The more I travel to these places, I acknowledge and appreciate what an amazing creator our God is. These trips are affordable and enjoyable. When the kids are out of your house after college, I recommend men and women in the 50s, just get out. Don't wait till retirement to travel if you can afford it. If you cannot afford it, start saving money for these trips. This is well worth to visit. Talking about Istanbul and Turkey. This visit gave me a combination of exposure of Greek, Orthodox, Roman, Ottoman, and modern day Islam during, including the entrance into that famous Blue Mosque, and Saint Sophia Church. So the details are listed here. And the Topkapi Palace was beautiful. You bring those memories, stories of Ottoman sultans. And then we had a lot of walking there. You have to make sure you have comfortable shoes and comfortable dresses. Turkish money must be at hand at this location. The pomegranate juice must try. It's like less than $2 for us. And then they also have cheesy pretzels, very delicious, very healthy, even though those are street food for them, and the Turkish burgers. And don't forget the pizza and the pastry also. The meat on pita bread is a must to try. That's the way, that's one of the restaurants that we visited had that on the menu. And they also sell roasted chestnuts. Very tasty, nothing that we get in our homeland. And Turkish ice cream. I'm sure you have seen reels and videos on these. The dinner usually included kebabs and Turkish delight and a soft candy made of starch, sugar, and baklava. Every hotel had this. This is one of their traditional menu item. And most of the cities had safe drinking tap water, but make sure to carry an empty water bottle and fill them in the morning during breakfast so you don't have to spend money to buy when you travel. And the second one I wanted to bring is the Sea of Marmara. And this is located in the ancient Troy, it's an ancient city. Troy is an ancient city located in the Kanakkale city of Turkey. And then we also went to visit Troas. The significance here is the ancient Troy was excavated in 1873 from the top of the Trojan horse pictures. You have to take those pictures, okay? The Trojan horse pictures are very historic. You must have a picture. When we went, there was construction going on in that area, so we could not take the picture of that particular location. The significance also include the two seas located here, the Aegean Sea and the Marmara Sea. These are located connecting between two continents, Asia and Europe. When you read the Apostle Paul's Acts of the Apostles and Corinthians, you can read, connect these seas that are mentioned in there. Acts 26 through 12 and 16th chapter 8 through 13 discuss the Troas and these two. The oldest cities of the world is Kanakkale. It is located in Izmir from Istanbul. They have budget-friendly hotels and food, and there is Eurasia's longest suspension bridge located in Kanakkale. And then we had Pergamum, Thyatira, and Izmir. So this is all biblical areas. The Church of Pergamum was praised for its forbearance, listed in Revelation chapter 2, verses 12 through 17. It was here, and that was the first Christians were executed by Rome. And in Paul's days, Izmir was known as Smyrna and was another of the 7 churches. So this is also listed in Revelation chapter 2, verses 8 through 11. The significance here is the Corinth Canal, an artificial canal made in Greece, which connects the Gulf of Corinth in the Ionian Sea with the Saronic Gulf in the Aegean Sea. One of the most notable Greek ruins in this location is the Temple of Apollo. During Smyrna visit, I noticed that it's very hot during that season, which was August for us. Make sure you have a hat and a crossbody purse, water bottle, and a snack bar. There is a lot of walking in Smyrna. You will be visiting the ruins of Church of Ephesus. There is Agora of Smyrna, and it's amazing. When you read Acts of the Apostles, you just feel like you stood in the same land where St. Paul was there. And all those persecution that they had, and also the Greek, the manufacturing or the ruins of the Greek temples. And it was, even though it was ruined by earthquake, the construction. And then they started excavating in 1933. The remains are still there. It's amazing how they built those temples without any machines. It's all, hand work. And so there's a lot of scenic capture, so make sure you have full charge in your phone. Here's a list of 7 churches that we visited during this tour. These are biblical tours, so we visited all of these 7 churches. It was such a blessing to see how Jesus directed John to write to these 7 churches. And I have added the biblical, proof that these churches are real and the Bible is real. The 7 churches, one of the temple that we visit is Artemis Temple. This is where Paul and John preached in Ephesus, and then it is claimed as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It is listed in Acts chapter 20, verse 1. And then we went to see where Philip preached in Greece. And he was crucified upside down at the Hierapolis under the persecution of Roman Emperor Domitian. And we saw that temple. It's a church now. And then we visited island of Patmos. It's on the cruise ship. On the way, make sure this part of the trip had, you must have your passport and visa handy and also have a pen, because you want to claim any customs, the stuff that you purchased in Turkey, Istanbul, you had to claim it here. Make sure to have dollars or Kira ready. If you're using a porter for service bag, it's $2 per bag. They have changed, so you don't have to worry about having big bills at this point. You can wear the same clothes 2 days if possible, especially the pants. You can change the tops, just wear the same pants because you're not sweating, because this is on a cruise overnight, right? So here you can save 1 pair of clothes, because overnight you will be in that ship, and then the next morning you will be boarding to go to another land. So some hotels, 2 days you have to stay to cover the areas during this tour. So I had a couple of friends who actually used their laundry service for a minimal pay. Most of the time it was free. So that is also available if you don't have to carry a big luggage, because we had a couple of elderly people in our group. So they didn't have big luggages. They just basically had a carry-on and a backpack. And make sure to color coordinate like a cruise type clothes for this cruise. It's beautiful. And going to Patmos, take white and blue color clothes for that particular day. Sleeveless dress tops, capris, shorts are good for that weather. There is a gift shop on the cruise for all of these items, but it's super pricey and non-negotiable. Don't buy souvenirs from them. Wait until you land on Patmos for those souvenirs. It's much reasonable. And you have so many varieties to choose from. And then we went to the palace in Crete Island. Here, it was also super hot because we wore T-shirts that has island design and summer style cotton dress for the females. And €1 must be handy, because there is bathrooms that are not available every place. They charge you 50 €1 to use the bathroom. So we kept €50 in loose change just to use in these areas. Turn off your cellular data here. Keep in airplane mode, because charges applies at this point. Okay, that's another key point. And then we went to the palace. We saw the alabaster jar. I only read that in the Bible. It was used where King Minos and his chair was there. It's amazing. Europe's oldest city, which is still the ceremonial political center of the Minoan civilization during Bronze Age. I mean, we read this in history. It's amazing to see that it's real. It is real. In Corinth, we explored, the pavement area on the rock, which you will see in Romans chapter 16, verse 23, Acts chapter 19, verse 22, and 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 20. Erastus is a high-level public official who was sent with the greetings to the Romans. They also said to be one of the 70 disciples of Christ mentioned in Luke. Critical proof here is where Paul proves Bible is not a fairy tale book. When you look at those inscription found in this paved area of the rock, you just stand there and praise God. We worshiped God. We had a little Bible study and prayer. It is a super amazing experience. So even though that was one of them, then we also went to see St. Paul, the Bema of St. Paul. The Bema means a raised platform for the ancient, it's an ancient Greek word. It's a raised platform. So during Paul's trial, Paul was asked to stand on that bema, and in the center of the Roman Forum of ancient Corinth, and from there the city officials will be addressing him publicly. Because of the monument's connection to St. Paul, the bema was transferred into a Christian church during the Byzantine period. This is documented in Romans chapter 14, verse 10, 11, and 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. Every knee shall bow. This land where we were sitting and Paul was right there in that corner is just an amazing feeling when you saw that bema where Paul was tied in that little piece of rock and was really abused by the Roman soldiers for preaching the word of God. And then we went to port of Cenchrea, the eastern port of Corinth, enabled travel and commerce between Asia Minor and Corinth. This is listed in Acts chapter 18, verse 18. So back from Turkey, we went to Greece, Athens. So in Athens, we had two significant areas we visited. One is the Parthenon. It's an ancient religious temple the Athenians built for Greek goddess Athena. And then we had the Acropolis, the highest hill that the Parthenon was built. Walking time takes 15 to 20 minutes. It's a very steep ground with slippery white cobblestones. Make sure you wear good shoes that has a good grip or traction. One elderly female fell going up. So that's how slippery that those marble pieces are. But there is a ticket that ranges from 20 euros per person unless you are in a group. So we got the group ticket. In that area where the Parthenon is located, you can wear sleeveless clothes in the summer and wear a hat, good tennis shoe, as I said earlier, bottled water and a protein bar because there's not many grocery stores nearby. Sunglasses is a must because it's so hot there. And you can buy, reasonable souvenirs like magnets, shawls, Greek goddess headbands, Greek key ornaments, tote bags, handmade jewelries, and, locally grown honey. These are the things that I purchased, so I listed that there. And some Evil Eye souvenirs, some couple of friends requested. Handmade leather sandals, very unique. And then anything from olive oil trees, like olives, olive oil, they will pack it really nice. And that tastes nothing like what we have in the local store here. So I like to share these few tips. So I'm hoping that you would benefit from them. Enjoy every moment of this. Take lots of pictures and videos. This is going to be a lifetime memory for those who are privileged and blessed to travel to these areas. Those who are already traveled to these areas know exactly what I mentioned in this video. And those who are planning to go, I'm wishing you good luck and God bless. This is a must-see place in our life. Thank you and God bless.